This is me, the Grand Duchess Rasmus Conan, also known as Ryan Tomlinson. Recording live, the funny little thing I'm going to tell you about all the additives we come to depend on society. Does it add value to your life? Or does it value the life that you add to it? Sounds stupid? What does adding value to your life is? What is value to you and how you live your life? And then to be added onto that is even a greater capacity, or some say a blessing, or some say extra additive for you to live your life. So an added value enhances, well, the value of your life, embraces something that value your life, embraces you. There's some things that I could never turn back to, and everyone knows that. Someone gave me an internet message and said, well, you just left the military. You have no idea what you will face in the civilian world. Wrong. I know what the civilian world is, right. I thought the military had more value, more integrity, and more ethics than I thought. So I was disappointed there, because I thought here is something that exemplifies some of me. Unfortunate, that is in the past, and there's nothing we can do about that. And there is nothing I want to do about it, because there's nothing that I could fulfill there. I've achieved my goal there and seen them for the type of people that they really are, nothingness. So therefore, the civilian world has much more ethical standards, much more value to what it does and in what it is, and it's held to its standard, JCAHO. Because JCAHO is another government organization, and the military never comes under any consequential action, because God knows they're so perfect with all the lives they have cost. And so therefore, the civilian world is much of value. It embraces and enhances those that tend to put in it what it gives. Take, for instance, Donald Trump. You know what type of person you have to work for. You know his standards, and so you adapt to it. There's no disappointed in that. There's no disappointment in that. Something happens, if it's a failure of value, they make sure that they adjust, because such organization cannot lose their value and their status and their name. They're not just a name. What we find in the degradation of the military and its incompetence, because it doesn't live up to the standards that it produces. And so therefore it had no value to my life. I was valued to it, and I still am a valued person, regardless of them, in spite of them. And so I wrote something today. I wrote something, I always say, don't swear by God to live. Swear that God lives by you. And in that essence, the value of that, as the value of my spirituality, is added to my life. When I talk to people, I don't necessarily say God. I say humanity. Because if I can be as human as, going back to the Christian-like Samaritan, then I'm valued to that aspect of life. Give me 1 second. I need to get my iPad to read my little quotation for the day. Be right back. Here I am back again. And so therefore, what I added, what I become, and what I've done, I have to say it for what it is. They treated me as such. I accepted certain things so that I could be a thorn in their side, so that I could say as an intellect Many young black people and young white people coming from the ghettos of America cannot stand up and say, fuck you, General, whatever. That's a fucking lie. But I can. I can, and I can say it proudly because they have never done anything to justify the position or justify where you're coming from. The taxi driver asked me today, said something about, brought up the military again and so forth and CIA and whatever. And I said, you know what? I said, a funny little thing. Those army bitches, Nurse Corps bitches, usually say, what they say? Oh, you're just stressed out from deployment. The funny thing from deployment, I never had a vacation. I never had that 90-day reintegration. They never gave me anything that I needed in order to recuperate myself. Secondly, in the readaptation of my life, as I said, I embrace the value of my life. I am valued. I wanted to be welcome homed. From the moment I got to Fort William Beaumont, there was no welcoming. It was a damn near disgrace. But it proves that the whole organization is a fucking disgrace and a nightmare. And so therefore, darling, if I am going to value the next generation, I have to make sure that you avoid certain organization that will devalue your humanity, because you may not be able to stand up as I have done. Anyway, I wrote something today. I said, silence is conceit, sealed of truthful noise, that entertains activity until it speaks. Silence is sly, a cross to defeat inhumanity so others may sleep and eat. Silent heat of love beats conceitedly so that wisdom can sow honest seeds. Yes, you think I speak a lot about honesty because it has something to do with integrity, national security, and so forth. We know we have to sometimes play games, but the general lack of integrity flourishes in them. And so with the VAs and so forth, and you have all that nightmare, lack of integrity, it flourishes. It doesn't matter what they do, it flourishes. The failure and the nightmare, we thought we were weapons of mass destruction, have came back to haunt us. People are dying because of lies and lack of integrity. People have died not only on this side, but on that side. So what is the silence about? Are we going to be silent about our liberties and what they can and can do? Or will we finally take it into our arms and say, that is wrong. You need to repay that. You need to restore that. And you need to be held accountable to the Constitution, which guarantees us a good life if we work hard and the pursuit of happiness without the harassment, without the terror of some of these government officials. This is me, the Grand Duchess Rasmus Koenen, also known as Ryan Tomlinson. Flowers and feathers, fluffs and tufts. Life is hard, and the road may be rough. But love is soft and lifts us high. And the higher we sight, we become enlive, and in light we fly happily to survive. Have a good day.